headphones. Headphones, if you will. What's up? This is just one of my first videos I'm doing just to like try and explain what my hobby is, right? Because I can't really put it through text without confusing you guys at all. So this is my first video and it's on something pretty big in my hobby, right? Which is the audiophile hobby, you know. This is a pair of Hi-Fi Man HE400 SEs. The SE stands for stupid edition. Nah, it probably stands for stealth or special edition, I don't even know. But these are basically just like a refresh, like a rebrand of like an old pair of headphones, similarly called the HE400s. But these ain't your ordinary pair of headphones, if you know what I mean. Because these use sorry. God damn it! Cut that out. These use a special pair of drivers called planar magnetics. What is that? What the fuck are planar magnetics? Well, planar magnetic drivers. They are a special kind of driver with like planar magnetic driver. What is a driver? Well, a driver is like you see little things on speakers that go up and down, like wobble, 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 wobble. That's a driver. That's just what a driver is, basically. That's all you gotta know on how a driver works. It's just a thin sheet of plastic moving up and down with a magnet inside of it, and that's what it is, right? But because of that, they can deliver some huge sound, right? The bigger the speaker, the more bass it can deliver. That's why in some subwoofers, if you take off the little thing, the little veil covering it, you'll see a giant freaking and that's how it gives you all that sub bass, that big earth-shattering, house-moving, car-jittering kind of, extreme amount of bass. That's what's happening with a pair of something like these, my DT900Xs by Beyerdynamic. These just use your average run-of-the-mill dynamic drivers, right? And because of that, they can deliver some extremely good treble, which is like the hi-hats, cymbals, the mids, also extremely good, which is like the piano, the guitar, the trumpet, and the bass and the sub-bass on these things. Oh my god, these are just to die for. Then, what about these? Huh? What about these? Well, I'm here to tell you these do the exact opposite of what I'm talking about. So I said it earlier, these use planar magnetic drivers. And what is that, you may ask? Well, hopefully you can see this. But you see that? See all that, like, fucking, what's that movie called? Interstellar, those, little interstellar lights you see going on here? That's the driver right there. That little grill, that little thing looks like a BMW or a Jeep grill. That's the driver right there. That's what's giving you the sound. Yeah, these are really freaking special. And because of that, these deliver some of the clearest, most accurate, fast type of sound you're not going to hear in a pair of something like these. Although these are more on the clear, less bassy side of dynamic driver headphones, which are the ones that I showed you earlier. These just do it best, in my opinion, right? But they deliver absolutely no bass. Nada. Zero bass whatsoever. Why? Well, it's because the driver, they don't really move around that much. They just vibrate really fast, like... Not like whoa, whoa, whoa. So that means... So it moves less sound, it just moves sound really fast, and it just does it at a really high rate. You can't really do it at a low rate, because if it does it at a low rate, it's going to be like... not going to give you that amount of volume. Compared to these, which they can move up and down like... and then they give you like big amount of bass. I sound like a schizophrenic. What the fuck am I talking about? All you gotta know is just that these are like a dentist drill. They're small, they're fast, they're tiny, they work really well, and, they're really good. But if you're working at a house, or if you're working in construction, you wouldn't use a dentist drill for drilling in holes or screwing in nails, right? You would use something like these, which obviously is not my best example, but you would use something like these, right? These would drive a screw and nail happily. These can probably even do better than the freaking dentist drill because they're freaking amazing pair of headphones, and I would genuinely recommend you guys buy a pair of these or the DT770s. Sorry. But it's just none of the headphones I own can ever deliver the amount of clarity I've heard in a pair of these. But these just, I don't know, these just do it in a way that no other pairs of headphones can ever do, right? Because of that, these are also really fragile. Well, Hi-Fi Man themselves, if you look them up on the subreddit that I talked about earlier, right? These kind of have really bad quality control issue. Like, sometimes people's headphone cups literally just fall out, right? Because Hi-Fi Man isn't that good. Or, I don't know. But these have lasted me since, like, middle of high school. And these are just, I don't know, really fantastic pairs of headphones. Do they give bass? No. But if you're looking for clear sound, that's not super bassy, that's just, you know, kind of there-ish. You just want something that's like, how do you say, like, it's there. Like, you can hear it, has beautiful soundstage, beautiful landscapes, makes you imagine, like, whoa, I can hear everything with these things, but you don't want that, like, extreme amount of bass. Just get yourself a pair of these. These are also relatively cheap, too. These are like 50, 40, 60, something kind of bucks. Maybe even cheaper. Who knows? Don't go anything higher than that. You're probably going to get scammed. Or you're probably going to you don't even know what you're doing. Just get, if you're looking for planar magnetic headphones, just get these. Don't think of getting anything else. Just get these.